Greetings, and we're live again. Thank you for joining. In other words, Otetiani. To be presenting part three of the welcome set. The welcome set is me welcoming the new technology and the new skills that I've got to learn in order to produce relevant and quality content for YouTube for you. And I want to thank everyone who joined me for part one and part two. We talked about weight, we talked about silence, silencing that inner voice. You know, the inner voice has no choice but to speak, but we have a choice as to how we listen and respond to the inner voice. So, you may not be aware of just how much our brains are exactly like a computer. They have to be programmed, they definitely have software, and there's hardware. I guess the software would be all the stuff that we learn either through growing up, through our environment, through influence of others, through media, our surrounding environment. The hardware, I imagine, is really us. We are um, in a solid body. Um, we're on an earth that definitely has boundaries like gravity and atmosphere and the elements of the universe that are around us that can impact us. But most important is our software that has to be programmed. And if we don't program our software, someone or something will do that programming for us. So I'd like for us to talk a little bit more about silencing the noise in our head. For example, I am striving to meet this opportunity and perhaps this obligation to lend my voice and my unique ideas and perspective to a various subject matter for the benefit of not so much being the authority, but for inspiring and igniting your thoughts to flow and for your ideas to formulate to serve you. I find that in serving ourselves first, that's paramount to serving others. And like it or not, the way we serve ourselves, other people are taking in that data and often will engage with us based on what they pick up from us in the way of clues or behaviors or habits. It's amazing that, again, we're talking about the noise in our head. There's certainly noise outside of us, with advertisements, popularity, iconic entities, prevailing stories or ideas in the news. These things all contribute to the noise that we can allow to dominate our inner being. And our inner being is so reliant on our being aware and conscientious and conscious and committed to ourselves and committing to ourselves victories in life that we possess, the victories that we lay hold to by virtue of our own efforts and our own endeavors. As I was beginning to speak on my coming onto this platform, it was quite a challenge, and it's still a challenge. Every minute of every day, I have now this obligation to meet this commitment to serve myself to this platform. And oh, I dearly hope that you will find this content something that you would want to have um, available, and that you would want to visit repeatedly, and spend time in contemplation over the ideas and the thoughts that will come forth from it. But believe it or not, maybe you can't believe it. I really have a shy bone in my body. Yes, I do. Having been raised in the military, and with the frequent traveling and relocating that occurred in that scenario, we're talking moving every 2 to 3 years. Every 2 to 3 years, a new school, a new town, new friends to make. Um, that was my childhood upbringing. So um, I learned some good skills for how to approach people, how to engage with people. But as I have matured, I can look at that set of circumstances, and I realize just because I had good tools, or I learned some good tools in order to interact with others, especially in situations where the environment was foreign to me, that didn't necessarily negate the fact that who I am essentially. And essentially, I'm shy. I'm hesitant because, as a child, the childhood experience gives us a measure of courage. There's we don't have so many nicks and bruises on us to help make us be fearful of falling, but my natural inclination was not necessarily to go out and be a social butterfly. I really enjoy um, this, the tools that I have to be able to successfully engage with others. But it's really interesting to find that my inner voice, the noise in my head, is often, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. It's often battling that innate shyness. It's cajoling me to step up to the plate and swing and have the confidence that I'm going to knock it out the park. But it takes a lot of work, and you may well find yourself in an area in your life where it seems like it takes so much work on your part to position yourself and put yourself in the place where you can meet the opportunities that are before you. So, reflecting on what is the noise that's going on in your head? What's the noise that we've gotten so used to hearing that it almost is what we consider normal? In many instances, it may well be what we consider to be normal. But with careful reflection, thoughtful contemplation, taking pen to paper often can help us pull out that subject matter that is indeed nothing more than noise in our head. So I'd like for you to consider taking pen to paper, as I have considered and I have done, pulling those statements, those recurring statements, like there are some of us, there are some moments in all of our lives where we were essentially beating ourselves up with the noise of, oh, I can't do that. The noise of, there's no way they're going to allow me to have a space on the platform. The noise of, it'd be better if I just took a chill pill and sat this one out. The noise of, what if I fail? Boy, that bit of noise right there. What if I fail? That can sideline you for far too long. I myself have been sidelined by my, not only just fear of failure, but my fear of accounting for why I failed. Um, I think that's an interesting question. accounting for why one fails. Did one fail because one was not prepared? Did one fail because one did not have all of the necessary tools? Did one fail because one didn't have the ability? One was not seasoned, one was not mature enough, one was not accomplished enough. If you fail in light of these type of reasons, those are easy fixes, right? Sure they are. You spend your time getting the knowledge, spend the time getting the insight, spend the time making the connections, getting your getting a good awareness of the lay of the land that you're about to step into, if you will. It's interesting to reflect on just who is responsible for our successes and our failures. Our successes and our failures rely solely on ourselves. No one else is to blame, and no one else really has any right to any credit, if there's any credit due. When we set before ourselves the tasks that align with us, our skills, our desires, and our passions, then we have gone, whoa, so far down the field towards success and the ability to confidently accept those wins and equally as confidently accept those failures. Because from what I understand, there is absolutely no way to succeed without a failure or two as part of the process. The only way that Michael Jordan, for example, was able to amass the stats that he did in basketball, he did miss a basket or two along the way. So today, I encourage you to embrace, anticipate that you are going to miss that basket, but as long as you have your hand on the ball, you stay on the court, you are going to have success in what you put your mind and your heart to. Um, this is Master Orator, in other words, O Tetiani, and I thank you for joining me. Please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.